Ladies, if you're anything like me and a lot of the women that I coach, you're really good at making a list. We are so good at writing down all the things. But when it comes to actually getting them done, that's a different story. So in today's video, we are going to talk about the one little question that could completely change your productivity and actually help you to make some real progress on all those things on your to-do list and actually start putting a dent in that backlog of things that you've been needing to get done. If you're new here, I'm Mackenzie Kappa. I'm the podcaster behind Live Well Anyway, and I help real moms make real progress on their goals and their productivity. So, what is this question that is going to make this big difference, Mackenzie? It is simply when. Now, I know you probably write the list. Most of us do. We have it either on our phones, in a notes app, or somewhere, in a planner, in something. We have these lists of all these things that we're wanting to accomplish, but we don't get them done, and it's because we don't know when we're actually going to do them. I have coached so many women who are completely overwhelmed because this list just seems to keep growing without ever really putting a dent into it. They keep adding things to it without taking anything off, but they don't know when to get those things done because we have life that keeps on moving. We have things that are constantly going on that we're busy with, and so we don't know how to make what feels like extra room for these things that need to be taken care of. But I am telling you right now that if you start thinking a little bit more strategically and you follow one of these two paths that I have for you, you're probably going to be able to find the time to get more of those things done and actually make progress. So the first one is what I call the if-then method. This is talked about in a lot of productivity books, but basically it means you kind of tie one of these things that you need to do. It works well if it's something that you're wanting to do on a regular basis, especially to something that you're already doing. So it's like a trigger to do the thing that you need to do. It's a nice little reminder that you're trying to make progress in a certain area. So maybe you say I want to stay more on top of my dishes during the day. So you make a rule for yourself that every time you walk through the kitchen, you're going to wash one dish. It's that sort of idea that you are bringing things together. Maybe it's something that you want to include in your morning routine. So you tell yourself that you are going to read in the morning, but you never seem to find the time. So instead you decide that while you brush your teeth in the morning, you're going to read one page of the book that you're trying to read. This is also a really good hack if you do the Kindle Challenge and you're trying to keep up your streak and you don't want to run out of time in the day and forget to read. Not that that's ever happened to me. I'm on a good streak right now. But I'm just saying, if you read in the morning, you know that your Kindle streak is going to stay alive and you don't have to worry about it. So read while you're brushing your teeth. Sometimes I will read while I dry my hair. I know, multitasker, Enneagram 3. Anyway, if you tie these things together, it can help you to actually remember to do them in the first place, especially for those habit kinds of things, and to start making progress on them. The other method is what I call the timestamp method. So this is where you actually map out your day. I talk about this in other videos as well, but you actually start plugging in what is going to happen in your day on a timed grid. Now this can be in Google Calendar, it can be in a planner that you use. I have a little bullet journal that I just write the times in the side and I put everything on there and it gives me a map to follow for my day. And so this one allows me to have a better idea of how much time I'm actually allotting to things. It helps me to be able to get a better grasp on how long things take, if I need more time, less time, or how long I'm even just going to allow myself to do a certain task. Because sometimes I need to cut myself off, you know what I mean? So I will put all of those on my time grid just so I know what the flow of my day is going to be. It helps me to save time throughout the day because I'm making less decisions about what needs to come next and I just follow the plan that I've already set up for myself. But it also allows me to remember oh, there's that thing from that list that I need to find time for today. So I'm going to purposefully set aside time and maybe take it from something else. Maybe just doing this method of writing down everything that I need to do in a time-based manner is going to help me to realize oh, I could probably manage a half an hour to return these calls right after I do my yoga in the morning or whatever it is. You're going to be able to actually see your time better to find when you're going to do it. And as soon as you answer that when question, it kind of does something internally to you. It makes you feel accountable to what you need to do. Not that that map, that list, that time grid is what is going to be your master. It's definitely not. You're able to move things around and allow it to be flexible with your real life, because as moms, we always have things coming up unexpectedly. Somebody forgot their lunch, somebody needs a permission slip signed, whatever it is. But we have the grid, we have the plan that we know what those pieces are to be able to move around, and then we can feel more accountable in general to ourselves because we have that plan that we mostly want to follow as much as we can. There's just like this little extra added pressure, even though it's not coming from any outside source, it's just coming from yourself, but it helps you to see like, no, at 1 o'clock, I said that I was going to do this thing, and so I owe it to myself to follow through on what I was going to do. Does it always work? No. As I mentioned, we are moms with real other people in our lives who are constantly needing things. And, things don't go according to plan all the time. But for the most part, I do think that this method of providing yourself a specific time when you're going to do something is going to help you to follow through more times than not. So, by either using the if-then method that allows you to attach especially habits or routines to something else you're already doing in your day, or actually mapping out your day and putting things on a timestamp that you're going to get done, I believe, and I've seen it happen with a lot of my clients, that you're going to start making more progress than possibly you've made in the past. It's just one simple question of asking when that will prompt more accountability and help you to follow through on what you want to get done. And if you want like a little bit of extra help with this, especially coming into the end of the school year, because oh my goodness, May, I don't know about you, but May is like the worst month of the year because there's just so much going on, so much on our plates, so much running people around and concerts to go to and sporting events and like all the things that it can get overwhelming really quickly. So at the end of this month, April 29th and 30th, I am hosting a 2-day workshop to help you walk through all the planning and prepping steps to get you off to your very best May you've ever had. You can end this year on a high note instead of a completely frazzled note by just doing some simple planning and prepping that I'm going to walk you through step by step, and it's going to be real planning. Like, you're gonna have to do it. This is a program to sign up for if you actually want a little bit of accountability. I'm not just throwing out there some videos and saying, here's my best tips for how to do this. No. I'm actually going to connect with each and every student who comes to this course. So you can expect to be getting either a text or a Marco Polo from me, whichever one best suits you, and you're gonna have to turn in your homework. You're going to have to actually show that you're doing the planning. It's just like that little bit of extra pressure to help you to get things done. Just like when we make that map for ourselves of what we want to do in our day, sometimes we need that extra push. We need that little bit of accountability. So that is what is going to happen with this 2-day Get Ready for May workshop. I want to help you hold your hand so that you can have a really enjoyable May. You cannot have like your hair fall out because you're so stressed. We can make this less overwhelming and more enjoyable. So come and join me. I will put the link below so that you can join my workshop. You can also go to mackenziekappa.com/May to join there. I would love to see you there and be able to connect with you so that you can have your best end of the year yet. All right, ladies, that is it for this episode. As always, I would love if you took a little peruse and watched some of my other videos, maybe sent one to a friend, or hopped over and got even more content on the podcast where I interview so many fun people, lots of different authors and wellness professionals, and my best friend comes on the show very regularly. It's a good time. You can find Live Well Anyway wherever you get your podcasts. I hope to see you again very soon. Please like and subscribe, and until next time, go be bold and gracious.